Give your food a fiery kick with Andy's world-famous Heat Your Meat. Veteran-owned, this make you holler and grab your drink seasoning has been heating things up for over 35 years with no salt, preservatives, or fillers. Heat Your Meat is just hot pepper and spices. Perfect for beef, pork, chicken, fish, eggs, soups, salads, anything you want to give a fiery kick to. Plus, it's gluten-free and keto-friendly.
For free recipes and to order, visit heatyourmeat.net. Free shipping on orders over $40. That's heatyourmeat.net.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. First off, I want to apologize for having such a long layoff. I've had some respiratory issues going on. However, I think we got them all straightened around, and we're beginning our podcast now. The beautiful Constance is not going to be with us tonight as she's trying to get Xandra settled down and ready for bed. I want to bring on our guest here. He's a guy out in Massachusetts. He name is Marc Sorano. Met through a mutual friend. He has his own spice company called Andy's world famous Heat Your Meat. I'm going to bring him on right now, and no better to talk about his product than the master himself.
Hey, John, how you doing?
Hey, Mark, how you doing, buddy?
Good, thank you.
All right, so this is Marc Sorano. He's the owner, president, CEO, everything of Andy's world famous Heat Your Meat, with the exception of he is married, so you know how that goes in some circles.
Yes.
All right, welcome to the show, Mark. How are you?
Good, thank you. Thank you for having me on. Let me clear up one thing first off. It's Connecticut, not Massachusetts.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's sorry. Okay. No big deal.
I appreciate that.
Nope.
Well, it is a big deal. All right, so Mark is he's a veteran. And as you know, I'm a veteran as well, so we try to help each other out. And Mark is also a partner of mine to help each other out. I'm trying to help him sell product. He's trying to help me get on the water and stay on the water and keep fishing. And I appreciate that. So I'm going to switch screens and move Mark over here on the other side. There we go. Because I'm going to have some pictures coming up, and we're going to do some things with the podcast tonight that I don't normally do. But I think the best way to do it is let him run the show, and I'll just ask questions and do different slides. And we got a couple people. Christine Rubino. She's saying hello. And Constance and I usually have a bet on this. Martin's Custom Baits, LLC. Do you think that is Carrie Lynn or Steve?
I'm thinking it's Steve at this point.
Okay. My guess is always Carrie Lynn because, you know.
Carrie gets home late from work, so.
Okay. Oh, sure. Thanks for telling me now. It is Steve.
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to let you take it away, and if you want, we can talk about products, or if you want me to show a picture of a product and you go from there, or if you want to hold products up.
I'll start with a little bit of how the company started. So this is the product. It's Andy's world famous Heat Your Meat. This is a product that my dad actually came up with the recipe and the name Heat Your Meat about 35 years ago. I always say, if there's anybody that can come up with any fancy versions of Heat Your Meat, it's his fault, not mine, because he came up with the name. But again, his recipe, he always used to make it and give it away, and it always had huge accolades about how good it was, how tasty it was, and how it can be put literally on everything. And for years, he would make it and give it away. It wasn't until a few years ago when I just had decided to start the company, mostly to protect the name. I wanted to make it so no one could take the name, because I thought it was a really cool name to have for a hot pepper seasoning, was Heat Your Meat. So I formed the LLC. I ended up trademarking the name, and so now Heat Your Meat is actually moving and shaking, no pun intended. But we started it, and originally I just started the LLC to protect the name. But once I had money involved with it, then it was try and sell a little bit to try and recoup my initial investment, and that just became a vicious cycle of spending and trying to recoup. But it's been going well so far. The first event that I actually did was the Guilford Fair in 2019, and from that we ended up getting a couple of contacts at local retailers, one of which being Page Hardware down here in Guilford. And they were the actual first retailer that we had Heat Your Meat in. So Sue over at Pages came up to me and said, I'd like to sell this in the store. And she was pretty much the catalyst that got the ball rolling to start putting it into retail establishments. So Sue was pivotal in getting it going, and Page Hardware in Guilford is our flagship retail store. So, but a little bit more about the product. The product itself, Heat Your Meat is it's a hot pepper seasoning. It's got about 500,000 Scoville units, so it's got a nice little bite to it, but it's not crazy. It's not to the point where it's going to burn your face off. But the flavor is the most important thing. It has fantastic flavor, and also, if you can see that, no salt. Contains no salt. So unlike a lot of other seasonings and spices that you get so much salt and so much filler, this has no salt in it. So you don't have to worry about a sodium intake with it. You can literally sprinkle it on everything from eggs to fish, chicken, beef, pork, pastas, soup, salads, you name it, you can sprinkle this on and in. And if you're if you like my Instagram page, you can pretty much see I pretty much post dinner every night, and whatever we're eating, I end up putting it on. But it's just so versatile. It's also gluten-free and keto-friendly. So you get none of the stuff. It's got no preservatives, no anti-caking agents. It's just hot pepper and spices. And I always say whenever I go someplace and do a tasting that if there's anything you can't pronounce in that ingredients list, more than likely it's just the word ingredients, because everything in there is just, there's nothing, no fillers, no nothing. So it's just darn right good on everything.
Awesome. We do have a question from Steve Martins.
Mm-hmm.
What's in there for hot peppers?
So this is a habanero pepper. Habanero's got this particular habanero. It's a red Savina, so it's got about 500,000 Scoville units, and it's got a great flavor. In addition to the other flavors that are in this, the other spices and herbs that are in this, the red Savina just gives it a great taste and flavor. Other than that, it's a lot of the people that try it, most people say, I can't take the heat, or I can't take I'm not a real big fan of hot or heat, but they'll try it because I make it into, there's a recipe for a spread and dip on the back of the bottle. I don't know if you could see that.
Okay.
It's just,
let me get,
oh, sure.
There we go. I'll switch. There we go.
There we go. Oh,
Yeah.
There it is. So it's just mayo, ketchup, Worcestershire, and Heat Your Meat. So
now, how did you say that? How did you pronounce that W word?
It's Massachusetts sauce.
Okay.
So it's just those 4 ingredients, and I usually make it into a sauce. I'll make that sauce, and when I do tastings, I'll usually make that which is called the spread and dip. It's a spicy aioli. I'll make that. The barbecue sauce, which I call the money sauce, because it's molasses, honey, ketchup, and heat your meat. 5 minutes on a stovetop, and it tastes like a spicy Sweet Baby Ray's. I'll make that and a honey mustard. And all the honey mustard is just yellow mustard, honey, and heat your meat. Those three sauces, I'll do tastings, put them in a little cup with some pretzels. And I'd say 95% of the people who try it either buy it or they call somebody over who they're with and have them try it, and they get it. So it's got those actually are the travelers.
Yep.
So if you throw it in your lunchbox, and then you can take it with you on the go.
Yeah. Here's the actual size of the full size.
The full size, yeah.
Yeah.
So the full size, the bottle itself is a 4-ounce volume bottle. So it's the size of any your regular cabinet or cupboard size spices. And the other one it's a little smaller. Yeah. So this is an actual 2-ounce volume, and this is a 4-ounce volume. So this one, it's actually a half an ounce by weight, and this one's 2 ounces by weight.
Okay.
So the Traveler, the full size bottle, and I usually have in a combo pack. So the little combo pack that I sell on the website, and that comes with the full size bottle, the Traveler, and 2 of these spread and dip packets. So those are pretty much it's the same stuff, but it's just pre-measured for most of the recipes that are on the website. And there's a recipe on the back for the actual spread and dip, which is the same one that's on the back of the bottle. So you can make that same seasoning or same spread and dip with the bottle itself.
Awesome.
So
you have a lot of fans out here, though.
Oh, fantastic!
The fancy sauce is the best. Somebody had some jerky.
I was doing jerky for a while. Right now, with the cost of meat being a small Cadillac per pound, I'm not doing that really. Plus, I was only doing it for local farmers markets and things like that because, again, I don't put any preservatives in anything that I do, so it's best enjoyed right away. So if I knew I had an event coming up, then I would make a bunch of jerky for it and then sell it, that coming weekend. But the recipe for the jerky is free on my website, heatyourmeat.net. And so the recipe for the marinade is free. I also have a second jerky marinade that's free on the website too. The original one is teriyaki. The second one, you replace the teriyaki with maple syrup and Fireball whiskey. So that one is really, really good too. But both of those recipes for the marinades work great just as a steak marinade or even a chicken marinade by themselves. If you want to do them on the grill, you can just marinate them in those recipes and throw them right on the grill.
All right, cool. I have another question. What's next? The next event on your radar?
So the next event we're doing is actually November 27th at the Westbrook Factory Outlets in Connecticut. We're doing during the summer, they usually do an outdoor farmers market. Well, for November and December, they're doing indoor market. So all the vendors, I believe there's about 125 vendors that they're going to take up quite a few of the storefronts. And so there'll be 3 or 4 vendors in each storefront doing an indoor market at Westbrook Factory Outlets in Connecticut here.
And you said
So-
November 22nd?
November 27th. It's a Saturday.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yep, from 10 a.m. to 11, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So, and you can check them out at Westbrook Outlets on Instagram. I'll be posting very soon the event on Heat Your Meat on both Instagram and Facebook too.
Okay. We have another, it's not a question, it's a statement. Next time we'll have to investigate the ducks behind them on the fireplace.
Ah, yep. So
I don't,
yeah.
she's on her phone looking at it, and I'm looking at
She's
this
sharp,
on a computer, and I didn't even see it.
So
Yeah,
I am an outdoorsman. That's why I'm very quick to sponsor fishing teams and such. Steve from Martin's Custom Baits has been my fishing buddy and hunting buddy for a long, long time. So
I'm sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, I told Steve he was going to be the cause of me getting a third job.
Yeah.
You know,
He
he'll say,
makes
"What do you think of this?"
fantastic stuff. That's why I haven't brought my son over to his house, because then I'll have to do a small mortgage, because my son's going to want every swim bait and lure he's got.
Yeah, I understand. Hey, your son's not alone.
No. So we have, originally it was just the one product, the Heat Your Meat. So we have begun to expand the empire a little bit. As you can see there, we ended up with a mild after some happy accidents, we'll call it. We ended up having a mild version. So the mild version has jalapeno powder as opposed to habanero powder. It's the same great flavor that you get with the original one, but it's not nearly as hot. So if you have if your tolerance for heat is low, that is a great substitution for the original. Again, the flavor is right there. It has a great flavor. I actually, last night I made a queso dip and used the Heat Your Meat mild. One, because I thought my son was going to enjoy it with us, but I found out later on he does not like queso dip. So I actually would have put the regular stuff in there if I'd have known that. But yep. So, but this it was fantastic. The flavor is just wonderful. And again, no salt, keto friendly, gluten free, no additives, no preservatives, and no anti-caking agents. Just flavor and spices. That's it. So, and again, just as versatile as the regular original one. That's my wife. Thanks, Mama. So, yeah, just as good and just as flavorful as the original one, but you don't have nearly as much heat. So, we do have a ton of recipes on our website that I would give away for free. One of which was something that was I just happen to be a pickle guy. I like pickles. I like half sours, and I found a recipe that I ended up modifying to my liking, to my taste, and I ended up using Heat Your Meat in it. And so I wrote the recipe down and I put it on our website because it included the Heat Your Meat, and we got a nice hot half sour pickle that was just, it's a refrigerator pickle, so it doesn't have, it's got a nice snap to it. It only takes about 2-3 days for it to get to the point where it's got real great flavor in it. You can let it sit for longer, but about 2-3 days, 4 days. The hardest part's waiting, really. So once you put it in the fridge, the flavor is so good that I just had to put it on the website. So then I decided to make a DIY kit. So this is our newest product. It's a hot half sour DIY kit, which you can purchase on the website. Has everything you need inside the. There you go. Has everything you need inside the mason jar to make the pickles, except for cucumbers and water. That's all you need to add. So
Okay.
You just pack this thing up with cucumbers. You dump the seasoning packet that's in there inside the mason jar. There's a container or a packet of kosher salt. You mix that with 2 cups of water. Dump that in, cap it, and put it in the fridge for 2-3 days, 4 days, however you like. And they are just awesome. The flavor, the heat, it's great. So it's a very easy, very simple thing. Like I said, the hardest part is the waiting. Waiting the 3-4 days for it to do its thing. And,
okay. Now, I have a question here. I'm sorry. I apologize for cutting you off.
Problem.
Now, the recipes are you can use either the mild or the regular.
Absolutely.
Correct. They're okay. Yeah.
And even before I had the mild, like I would do tastings and at the booth and stuff like that, and people would tell me, "Oh, I really can't take the spice. It's not for me." I said, "Well, you can still go on the website and make all the recipes and omit the heat your meat. The recipes are still great without them, but you just don't get that extra flavor and extra heat."
Right.
So the heat your meat does add a good amount of flavor to it because of the flavor that's in it. But the recipes themselves can be made without them. Not the same, I have to say, but they're still all very good and very simple recipes.
Yeah. And Steve, I'm going to guess, wants to know about the Dalmatian rub.
Oh, yeah. So thank you, Steve. So the Dalmatian rub is, I gotta hold it. So it's like,
I'll get you. I'll get you.
It's like working in the mirror here.
I know.
So the Dalmatian rub is all it is coarse black pepper, kosher salt, and heat your meat. You take that rub and you put it on a brisket and you smoke that brisket. The flavor profile you're going to get from that bark is just through the roof. It's fantastic. The Dalmatian rub is just it's the quintessential salt and pepper rub, the basic rub, but you go one step further and add heat your meat to it. You get that extra heat profile. You get all the flavor that you get from heat your meat, and it's just the bark is just fantastic. But you can also put that on chicken, sprinkle it on there as a rub. You can put it on burgers, on steak. Just use it as another component that has salt content to it. So if you're salt sensitive, that's not a direction you want to take. But you can also make it yourself using heat your meat.
Yeah.
I just came up. It was just another avenue for people to try it. But it's got great flavor profile.
Yeah. Kyle Scott just has a comment. Nothing like a hot pickle.
That's right.
Another one from. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Rob Welsh says, any Cajun style seasonings or dry rub for ribs in the works?
I haven't really done any dry rub stuff. The heat your meat itself, it doesn't have any sweetness to it or anything like that. You can use it as a dry rub. I don't technically recommend using just the straight heat your meat as a dry rub because it's a little zippy for that. But I think it's something that in the future we will definitely be doing. Have been toying with some stuff in the kitchen, so it's definitely a possibility. I've actually taken heat your meat and mixed it with other rubs and seasonings and stuff. Tony Smoking again out of Portland, Connecticut. He's got a bunch of seasonings and rubs, and I've done collaborations with his stuff where I mix Heat Your Meat and Tony's stuff, and it just comes out fantastic. So, I mean, it's not something that's in the immediate works, but maybe something in the future.
Okay. Now I know you said it can be a little zippy.
Yeah.
When I got my initial pack, what's the first thing I do?
Yeah, you dip your finger in and you go like that.
Yep, and then you run for the faucet.
Yes. I always tell people, don't stick your nose in it and take a big sniff. And I probably wouldn't jam my finger in there and put it.
So I want to key on this one thing also, because we'd mentioned it earlier in the show, but you are a veteran.
Yes.
And I want to say thank you for your service.
And thank you as well.
Thank you, but I want to let people know that you are a veteran, because I think that's very important, especially in today's day and time. So
yeah,
I just want to flash that up there for you.
We're all about veterans, supporting veterans, back in the blue, and it's just love it or leave it. This is the United States. This is where we are and where we live.
Yep.
So I was raised to love this country and stand up for it, and that's what we do.
I agree.
You respect your authority, you respect your policemen, you respect your country, and that's all I need to say.
Very well.
But the other thing, so with the recipes that we give away, so many different varieties of things that you can do with this. Like I said, I touched on the bar sauce before, the money sauce. I just only because it's molasses, honey, and ketchup. So 5 minutes on the stovetop. It's got such a great flavor, and you know what's in it. It's not, you don't have any preservatives. You can use local honey. You can use organic ketchup, whatever you choose. You're the one making it. And if the recipe that is on the website is too spicy for you, you're making it. You can adjust it however you like. You can make it sweeter. You can make it hotter. You can make it milder. So that's why I like to let people be their own manufacturer when it comes to things like that. I provide the seasoning, and you provide your taste. And again, that's why I'm not a big salt guy. I don't need a manufacturer to be determining how much salt I should be putting on my food. I can determine that on my own. So,
Christine has a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you sell any apparel? And where can you get it if you do?
I do have apparel. It's I was selling these shirts, but now I have the wonderful company, the Family Grain, out in California. Fantastic family-owned company. Girl Danica that runs a place out there. She is now my on-demand printer for T-shirts. So you can go right on my website, click on the apparel, and when you find the shirts on there, you click on that. That'll take you right to her website and the Heat Your Meat page. And you can order it, and she will make them and print them and send them right to you. Awesome.
Yeah, she's on here tonight, by the way.
Oh, hi, Danica.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
Actually, I was hoping that you would notice it, because I can't remember if it's Danica or Danica.
I'm not getting any scroll of who's on here, so.
Okay, that's a good thing though. No, from my standpoint, because that way you're not reading the comments before I can tell you.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'd rather it be like that. I'd be nervous otherwise.
Yeah, and Christine Rubino.
Yep.
I apologize if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Says, how did Heat Your Meat become world famous?
So my dad would give it away. He would make it and give it away. It was like a local sensation around here, and he would ship it to friends down south or wherever. And it was just at one point it was just Andy's famous. We always dubbed it Andy's famous Heat Your Meat. So my brother got stationed in Japan in 98, 99, around there, and he took it with him. So he took it to Japan. That gave it world famous status. So there you have it. So now it's Andy's world famous Heat Your Meat because I ended up traveling to Japan. But now I've shipped to the UK. I've Ted over at Frozen Smoke in Alaska. I know it's not outside of the U.S., but that's as far from Connecticut as you can possibly get. And so that's while still driving. So he's had it, he's used it, and again, I'd say 99% of the people who've got it and used it like it. So that's great.
Okay. Now, I take it your wife has a recipe, Dolores style.
Yes. So she wanted to make the Heat Your Meat spread and dip a little more dippy, like more like a chip dip kind of thing. So it's basically instead of making a more of a sandwich spread or an aioli, so she half the recipe with sour cream. So half sour cream, half mayo, and then the rest was the same, which gave it a lot more thicker consistency. So it made it more like a dip.
Okay.
So
nice.
That's why I always call it Laura style because she's the one who came up with it.
All right. So you're gonna have to have Laura's famous style.
That's it. That's right.
Yeah. And Danica says, Heat Your Meat is amazing. Do yourself a favor.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Danica.
So I'll be practicing her name for a while. You watch.
like the race car driver.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yep.
I had an exchange student, Danica.
Ah.
And yeah, I appreciate you getting me in touch with her. We've talked about some stuff for my new venture as well. So
yeah, she's Family Grain. Everything that Family Grain does is just fantastic. They're great people. They're great to very their turnaround is extremely quick. I ordered some business cards from Danica. I talked to her on Wednesday, just kind of bouncing things back and forth, and they were at my doorstep on Monday. I'm like, I was not expecting that.
That's always nice.
Yeah.
Now, I want to also say congratulations to you on your Instagram.
Oh, thank you.
You recently hit a milestone. Can you talk a little bit about that?
We just hit 1,000 followers, and for me, that's huge. So we had a big giveaway, which included a ton of different stuff from a bunch of great different companies, yourself included. Your cull tags were on there. Martin's Custom Baits lures and some mugs and koozies, and I'm a ambassador for Grill Pins, which is mini skewers that go for barbecuing and stuff. They're just another veteran-owned company, and so those were in the prize packet as well. I did a collaboration with a local vendor here, Portia from Mostly Nuts. She makes delicious nut mixes. They're all her variety of things are just fantastic. You just can't get enough. So I did a farmer's market with her. I threw her a bottle of Heat Your Meat. I said, "Hey, see what you can do with this," because she gave me a couple of samples to take home. We did like kind of a barter between vendors, and I tried one of her nut mixes and added Heat Your Meat to it. And I said, I smell a collaboration going. Well, she took that right and ran with it, because she now sells it's called a honey habanero nut mix, where Heat Your Meat is the spice ingredient, is the heat ingredient in it. And I got to tell you, it's the perfect combination of heat and sweet. It's just fantastic. And she's Mostly Nuts. If you go to mostlynuts.com, you can find her there, and you can find honey habanero, which is made with Andy's world famous Heat Your Meat.
I'm glad you followed that up or continued that sentence, because when you said she is mostly nuts,
Yeah.
If you just stopped there, it might make people think.
It's funny too, because when we're sitting there and there's kind of a lull at I call her my nutty neighbor, or my nutty farmer market neighbor. We're always going back and forth about, I got Heat Your Meat, and now we got this, we got Heat Your Nuts, and
Yeah,
just keep it going. We got Heat Your Pickle. I mean, there's all kinds of ways you can mess with that, but
yeah,
so, and then moving on, during that giveaway too, we had Kakalaki Sauces gave a bunch of things away too. They donated some of their sauces and some cheer wine and different things, stickers and things like that. So we threw that in there as well. And Family Grain donated a tumbler and some a t-shirt. So
nice.
We had a bunch of generous people who donated their products and their name to the giveaway, and I am very appreciative of that.
Awesome. Steve also asked, can Heat Your Meat used to be alleviate sinus congestion?
Absolutely. It can. Also works great as a great self-defense mechanism too.
There you go.
You being assaulted, you take that cap off, give it a little chuck in their face. They will never bother you again.
And Frank Palafrone, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Slay Nation and the CT Renegades are excited to be partnering with Eat Your Meat.
I tell you what. So again, Steve from Martin's Custom Baits got me in touch with Frank. So the Connecticut Renegades is the new kayak fishing league team for the state of Connecticut. They're going to be traveling. 2022 is their inaugural season. Somebody going to bed? So 2022 is the inaugural season, and Connecticut Renegades is going to be representing Connecticut, fishing all over the nation in the kayak fishing league.
Nice.
So it's going to be great. I'm privileged and honored to be a sponsor of their team, and like I said, I'm an outdoorsman myself. I'm a fisherman, so I'm always quick to jump at the opportunity to sponsor a fishing team, especially something that's on the ground floor and an inaugural team. I'm just honored to be part of that.
Awesome. Well, anything else you'd like to talk about? I think we covered pretty much what we've talked about.
I think you're right. I think so.
So if you want, I don't really have any more questions, because I think we covered pretty much everything. So I'm going to play your video. If you want to say anything else,
Again, I just want to thank everybody for their support up to now. It's been humbling, to say the least. All the support that I've had and seen, just the people showing up at events. It's just amazing how something, a little product like this, and then people try it and then they end up coming back for more. It's fantastic, and I want to thank you for having me on tonight.
I appreciate
it, and I wish you luck on all your endeavors, and I'm glad you're feeling better.
No, thank you. A lot better than last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me see. We got one more comment here. See what it says, if it ever pulls up for me. Tooch. I'm not even going to tell you who that was.
Now I know who that was.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you very much for coming on. I appreciate everything that you're doing for the community, for the outdoors community, as well as your own community.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure to be working with you for this short time, and I'm looking forward to doing this again.
I am too. I'm looking forward to having a long-standing working relationship. It'd be
Yes.
I'm very happy and honored to be part of it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm also one of my buddies asked me to go to the New England outdoor show.
Okay.
I'm coming up in January, so
Oh, fantastic! We'll have to, me and Stevie will take a ride and come bother you.
Yeah, so we're not. I'm not gonna. It's not a working thing. It's a scouting thing for a couple years down the roads. But that's I'll let you know for sure what happens.
Awesome.
All right, man.
Thank you very much, John. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you coming on.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right.
All right. Thanks, everybody. That was Marc Sorano with Heat Your Meat. Great guy. Definitely product is well worth looking into. So I'm going to play his video one more time for you to take a look at, and here we go.
Give your food a fiery kick with Andy's world-famous Heat Your Meat. Veteran-owned, this make-you-holler-and-grab-your-drink seasoning has been heating things up for over 35 years with no salt, preservatives, or fillers. Heat Your Meat is just hot pepper and spices, perfect for beef, pork, chicken, fish, eggs, soups, salads, anything you want to give a fiery kick to. Plus, it's gluten-free and keto-friendly.
For free recipes and to order, visit heatyourmeat.net. Free shipping on orders over $40. That's heatyourmeat.net.
All right, everybody. Everybody, thank you very much. Have a great night. And thank you, Marc, for coming on and spending 45 minutes or so with us. Everybody take care, and we'll see you next week.